All
All
right.
right, we are back.
We are finally back.
How many weeks was it?
Almost a month.
My bad, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, even your dog is scolding me.
Yeah. We do apologize for the lack of uploads. Our schedules have been incredibly busy.
Very busy, especially on,
Yeah.
you've been working a whole lot more.
Yes.
And I have been working a crap ton more and also volunteering at my job. Like, it's crazy how much we're doing.
Yes.
But
yeah, so it's very difficult to keep a consistent schedule.
we're doing the best we can, though. But unfortunately, we do have to come back in the light of darker news. Get up here. So not too long ago, Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, we want to give our
condolences
our
to
condolences.
the family, as well as remember the things that he has done. Like most people are going to remember Kevin Conroy not from his live action version of Bruce Wayne in Legends of Tomorrow. They're going to remember him from Batman.
Yes,
with Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne and Jason David Frank. Yeah, who we will get to later.
Mm-hmm. For now, let's focus on Kevin Conroy.
Yes.
This guy, when I think of Bruce Wayne and Batman, he was the voice of Batman.
Oh yeah,
in the 90s with the Batman animated series. This thing was big in our childhood, like huge.
Yeah. I've been trying to watch Batman the Animated Series, but I can't really find any place that has it.
That doesn't surprise me because Warner Brothers is being very tight-lipped about their stuff now.
Yeah.
I did manage to find a Batman Beyond that does have Kevin Conroy, the Batman Beyond series, out where I work at Meyer.
Yeah.
I'm not saying which Meyer, but just so y'all know where I'm at.
Yeah.
So if y'all see me, they're gonna be like, "Hey!" It's like, "Oh."
I have the whole series of Batman Beyond on DVD. So,
yeah. Good.
Yeah. So that was the show that I grew up with. So
I grew up with the animated series, Batman animated series, as well as Batman Beyond. Yeah. So it was a fun trip, but also Kevin Conroy was also Batman in the Arkham games, save Arkham Origins, but that one was Roger Craig Smith, also known as Sonic from Sonic Boom, and also known as Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah. Now, Kevin Conroy is most well known for playing Batman. But Batman was not the only character that he's voiced.
Really?
Yes.
What else?
Did you ever watch Ben 10 Alien Force?
I did not. Keep in mind, I did not grow up with cable.
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, you showed me parts and episodes of Ben 10, even loaned them to me.
Yeah.
And I watched, but right up until Grandpa Max got offed in the show, killed off. At which point I said, well, now what the heck?
Yeah. He also voices a character in that show too.
Really? What alien?
Yes. He voices a character named Bellicus.
Bellicus?
Yes. Who is part of Alien X.
Oh.
Yes. So.
Interesting. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've actually been watching this guy, Classic Man D, and I saw this one where he was saying, what kind of weapons would I have from each genre, anime, movies, video games, and he listed under weapon for cartoon the Omnitrix. And he said, "Screw y'all! Y'all may not say it's a weapon. It's a weapon, okay? I can change it to different aliens. That is awesome." I was like, we need more people like that in our lives. Because that guy is awesome. And he's big now. I had found him when he was maybe 12,000 followers. Now he's got he's in the 6 digits. So I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. But most people know Kevin Conroy as Batman. In which my response is with your dog. You lift up the ears and just go, ta-da, Bat Dog. And of course, dogs don't like that because they're like, "Why are you messing with my ears? Leave my ears alone. What my ears do to you?"
Yeah. Then of course there have been like many people who have played like Batman over the years, live action and animation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But let's be honest. When you think of Batman,
you think of Kevin
Conroy was the name. He was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And even Mark Hamill saying, like, I honestly cannot think of Batman without thinking of Kevin Conroy. Like, there's no one who exemplifies that gruff voice more. And what's even sadder is it was cancer that took him, wasn't it? At 66. 66! Holy smokes! Yeah. I mean, getting real here for a second. My old man, I told you he doesn't have. He had cancer.
Yeah.
And, it's tough. It's a tough thing. So I can only imagine what his entire family was going through while he was fighting that thing.
Yeah.
And, I just say, we're going to miss you. But
did you ever see Mask of the Phantasm?
Mask of the Phantasm. That was a movie with him and Adam West, wasn't it?
No. It was a I guess it was a movie based on the animated series.
Yeah, it was. That's why I think they got Adam West in that one. I'm gonna have to double check on this.
Did they?
I think so. You know what? I'm gonna look this up right now because I am pretty sure they got Adam West to voice Phantasm or something like that. Let me double check. I know you're gonna be yelling at me. Yeah, I know. Hold on. Calm down. I'm right here giving you all the head scratches you could get.
Yeah, because if there are two people that are like the most iconic for playing Batman, it's Kevin Conroy and Adam West.
100%. Let's see. Story was by Alan Burnett. Come on, Wikipedia. Oh my God, this thing is so freaking slow. What the heck is going on here? Somebody help us out right now. All right. There we go. Okay, Bob Kane. Dana Delaney's couch. God. No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
But let me see. Let me check the voice cast. Kevin Conroy. Dana Delaney as Andrea Beaumont, the Phantasm. So Lois Lane was in this, which was okay. That's pretty cool. Hart Bachner as Arthur Reeves. Stacy Keach, who also voices. While the Phantasm is masked, it's Stacy Keach.
Oh.
As well as Carl Beaumont. Abe Vigoda. Abe Vigoda was in this.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He was Sal the Wizard Balestra. God, he cannot get away from, mob roles. Dick Miller as Chucky Soul. John P. Ryan as Buzz Bronski. Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred Pennyworth. Okay. Sir Alfred Pennyworth T.S. Buzz. Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon. Robert Costanzo as Detective Harvey Bullock. Jeff Bennett provides additional voices as first and second burglar, biker, cop, and the helicopter cop on the radio, SWAT team member and passenger on the ship, and Arlene Sorkin. Oh, Arlene Sorkin as Mrs. Bambi, one of Bruce's socialite flirts, but she was uncredited.
Is that Aaron Sorkin's wife or something?
I'm gonna look that up.
Okay.
She voices providing the voice of Harley Quinn.
Oh. Spouse Christopher Lloyd.
What? Did we just find Christopher Lloyd's wife?
Okay then.
Okie dokie. I was frozen today. Come here, Pop. Okay. Yes. Apparently, this movie, it did not break even with its budget, but it's still really well known and really well liked.
Yeah.
So if you can find it, get it. I would definitely recommend it. It's a fun movie.
Yeah. Okay, now the movie that I grew up with was Return of the Joker.
Yes,
and that's another fantastic.
That was
movie.
A great movie. That was a really good movie. I had seen commercials for it back on VHS tapes. I was like, I want to see this. It wasn't until years later you loaned me the DVD and I said, "Oh, this is fun."
Yeah.
But there was another Kevin Conroy movie where he voiced Batman, where they introduced Mr. Freeze, called Sub-Zero.
Oh, Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard that one was like really good.
Yeah. And a couple of things to note about Batman Beyond is one. I guess it was originally going to be called Batman Tomorrow. But they changed the title because I guess they didn't want people to get confused.
Makes sense because Batman Tomorrow doesn't sound that good, whereas Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Ooh, now you got us interested.
Yes.
Get over here for pets if you want them. Pup.
Yeah.
For God's sakes.
And
Working the whole time. Come here. Here's our mascot.
and they didn't just want to do like second versions of all of the original villains. Like they weren't just gonna do like a like Riddler 2 or a Poison Ivy 2 or stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do that with Bane. I know that I saw that in Batman Beyond where he was trying to find where Batman Terry found Bane.
Yeah. So the general idea is
I know you missed me, my friend. God dang it, I'm trying to record here.
No. The general idea was like
let me sit up a little bit. Good. Sorry, go on.
kind of like a where are they now type of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think they actually did that with Bane, where he ended up in like a hospital bed.
Yeah.
Because of all the venom he used. I was like, oh wow, look at the consequences.
Yeah.
What? Gonna go up your nose, chin jowl.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
And I thought it was incredibly smart to save the Joker for like his own movie.
It was incredibly smart. Because it's like, let's be honest, you could have the Jokers, but it's like, why do you have the Jokers? What about the Joker?
Yeah.
And so by giving him his own movie, you're like, oh, that's why. That's cool.
Yeah, and it not only answers like what happened to the Joker, but it also answers like what happened to Robin.
Yeah, and what happened to Harley Quinn.
Yes.
And I loved how she was able to get away from Joker, and she was just like, she had 2 granddaughters, and she was just like, wait till we get home, you goddamn kids. What? I was like, Harley still got it.
Yeah. And they do leave like whether or not she survived like kind of ambiguous,
which is nice.
Yeah. But also like if you're going to talk about Kevin Conroy's Batman, you kind of also have to talk about Mark Hamill's Joker.
You really have to. It's the only way. Like the most iconic duo. I know people say like, "Oh, what about the Kardashians?" Screw the Kardashians.
Yeah,
the Kardashians are not iconic. You want to know what iconic is? It is Kevin Conroy's Batman and Mark Hamill's Joker and Belle the dog. There's your trio. There's your iconic trio. Joker, Batman, and Pop. But yeah, Mark Hamill is fantastic. Most people know him as, Luke Skywalker, but he's also the Joker. He's a renowned voice actor, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Because, he played the living daylights out of Joker in the Arkham games, save Origins. Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill were not involved with Arkham Origins because that was more like an origin story. So they got Roger Craig Smith for Batman and Troy Baker for Joker.
Okay.
And I gotta say, I like Troy Baker. Troy Baker is really good. Actually voices Hawkeye in one of the Avengers cartoons. Yeah. Oh, no chat yet. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Do we have somebody pop in?
No.
It's all right. But yeah. Troy Baker is actually in the new God of War game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He voices what he voiced in the last God of War game back in 2018. A foul-mouthed squirrel
Oh, okay.
named Ratatoskr. And he's absolutely hilarious. But they also got, but turns out the bitter cussing squirrel is just a part of Ratatoskr's personality.
Huh.
Like he's a separate entity. Ratatoskr himself is very polite, very nice. And this is how you know Troy Baker is good at his job.
Yeah.
You only give him 4 words. 4 words, and he's got you laughing. So the original Ratatoskr goes, Bitter, your friends are over. Would you like to come out and see them? Fuck off, I'm busy. See? Troy Baker's just got to say 4 words, and he's got you laughing. I'm like, this guy's good. He's really good. But anyways, let's get back on subject with Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
So we lost Kevin Conroy first.
Mm-hmm.
And now we also recently lost Jason David Frank.
Yes.
Most people don't know Jason David Frank, but they do know the Green Power Rangers.
Yes. And I grew up watching the original Power Rangers.
I did too.
Yeah.
But of course, TV did not show you the all of the episodes back to back to back. Because remember when we grew up, if you missed 1 week, 1 episode, that was it.
Yeah.
You had to pray to the gods that there was a rerun
Yes.
right before. And usually it wasn't. It was an older episode, so you were like, crap. But I actually saw the first episode where Jason David Frank was the Green Ranger with the green candle. They have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Netflix.
Oh, really?
They do, which is great. But of course, it's all very formulaic and samey.
Yeah. I think I tried rewatching it once. I'm like, this is really campy.
It's incredibly campy, but it appeals to the kids because it's like we're trying to sell toys. I'm like, oh, so you just pulled the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for kids in the 90s with ninjas. Smart. But yeah, the only reason that I still watched and was able to keep up with it was because the teenage stuff was its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like all Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was just kids. It was just guys acting out like teenager stuff.
Yeah.
And then they took from a Japanese show, Saban, and just made that part of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
That's all they did. What you want to know what's even cooler?
What?
I met the guy.
Oh, really?
Who made the pilot, who wrote the pilot for Mighty
wow.
Morphin Power Rangers. He is awesome. He is such a sweet guy. He is great. And actually, he's also a voice actor too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I asked him, I wish I had asked him how Jason David Frank was or what he was like. But the entire time that he was talking, because a buddy of mine went to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers panel, and he said he was talking about nothing but good things. Like, it was great. It was fun to see because I grew up on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And this was, what was it? I think 2017 at MatsuriCon in Columbus, Ohio. I remember that so well because it was fun. You got 4 or 5 guys crammed into a studio apartment. They all got to sleep ass to mouth. So if somebody farts, you're like,
Yeah.
But you had fun.
Yeah.
I cared more about the panels and going to fun stuff just because I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I met the guy who not only created Yoda, but also did a lot of the puppet work.
The puppeteer work?
Yeah, for the original Star Wars trilogy.
Was it Jim Henson?
No, it wasn't Jim Henson.
God dang it! Because I thought Jim Henson worked on helping create Yoda, didn't he?
Yeah, no.
Aw.
Jim Henson died in 1990.
Okay, but Yoda was around and
Yeah. Well, this was at a Star Wars museum in St. Martin.
Oh.
Yes. It's I forgot the guy's name. It's like Nick something.
It'll probably come to us.
Yeah. But yeah, he owns a Star Wars museum in in St. Martin.
Okay, what state is St. Martin?
It's Virgin Islands.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, that is a far drive.
Yeah. And yeah, it was on a because I went on a Disney cruise in 2018. So.
Hey, you still had fun on that.
Yes.
But anyways, we should probably get back to Jason David Frank.
I also met Susan Egan. So
yeah, what did she do, Susan Egan?
Yeah.
Was that the teacher from Christmas Story?
No.
Okay.
No, the teacher was Teddy Moore.
Oh.
Yes.
She even signed his copy.
Yeah.
She gave you A4 plus.
Yeah.
Man, what'd you do? Buy her dinner or something? You got a crush on a teacher. It's all right. It's all good.
Yeah. I'll talk about we'll talk about that kind of thing in another episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars is big. Like, it'll need I don't think one is probably going to be
No.
several
Yeah.
episodes. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But we got to get back to Jason
Yes.
David Frank. Most people knew him as Tommy, but he was also, I think, into MMA a little bit.
Yeah. I'm hearing that's like how he died.
I thought it was suicide.
In some kind of a fight. But,
I thought it was like a suicide or something. There's mixed reports. Right now, it's just a bunch of people are sad because, well, everyone, before he came along, everybody wanted to be the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Now, it's like, I want to be the Green Ranger. Green Ranger is freaking awesome. He's badass.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's true. When you think of Power Rangers, you think of the Green Ranger. Your dog has an ear tick, and I'm trying to find it. She's got a bump or something, and I'm trying to cut it. I don't know, but it's driving me nuts with my ADHD. There it is. Yeah, that right there. ADHD, folks. It's like pain in the ass.
I don't remember a whole lot about the Power Rangers movies.
I actually remember there was one movie I would watch incessantly. Incessantly.
The original.
Yeah, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie with Ivan Ooze. Oh, it was fun. It was fun. Even rewatching it when I was older, I was like, this is still a fun movie. This is still fun. Like, you got the Power Rangers, they lost their powers. So what do they got to do? They got to become ninjas to get their powers back. And I'm like, okay, that is pretty dang cool.
Because there was also there's that, what was it, like 2017 movie or something like that.
Yeah, like every time there's always like new Rangers and stuff, and eventually I think there was one episode where they got like all of the Red Rangers from past iterations to show up. And I think Tommy shows up and he's in the green suit, but he was also the Red Ranger. He was the Green Ranger, he was the White Ranger, and he was Red Ranger. And in Dino Thunder, it's when he's like all grown up, he's a teacher, he's the Black Ranger. I'm like, yo, this guy got glow up after glow up after glow up.
Isn't Tommy the one that eventually like becomes evil?
He starts off evil.
Oh, he starts off.
He starts off evil.
Okay.
Like he is an adversary for the original Power Rangers with the Dragon Zord.
Okay.
But the only way to free him is to get the candle away. But when the green candle runs out, he loses his power as a Red Ranger. So they got to take him to Zordon to get him new powers, and hence he goes from Green Ranger to White Ranger.
Yeah, and remember like the reboot movie, which was
I don't know. I stopped paying attention after I kind of grew up a little bit. I still love watching the original Power Rangers, even though I'm like, well, this is kind of campy as shit.
Yeah, I don't remember when I stopped watching Power Rangers.
Eventually, I think it was just that we grew up and we had stuff to do.
Yeah.
And at that point, we just stopped caring about it.
Yeah.
But still, it was nice. And Jason David Frank as Tommy the Green Ranger, he was a big part of the childhood. If you could summarize up the 90s in two people, two people, for me especially, it would be Kevin Conroy and Jason David Frank, Tommy.
Yeah. Was it 2016 that reboot movie came out? I don't even remember.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna use my phone. Let's see. And it was a Power Rangers reboot movie.
Yes.
Let me see.
Because I remember Jason David Frank made a cameo in that movie.
Oh, I think there was also one that was like a darker, more mature Power Rangers, where it was like, it was evil stuff. Like it was way, way darker. But they brought in the original cast of the Power Rangers. It was like, there's Tommy! There's Tommy! Like everybody went nuts. Like, oh my god! But you'd think with 3 bars that I would actually be able to get this thing moving a little faster. Everybody,
It was a 2017 movie.
Oh.
Okay.
2017. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they bring him in?
He made a cameo.
He made a cameo in that movie?
Yes. He was like, in the audience.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. I mean, it was yeah.
It was meh.
It was. It honestly should have been like way more. And I saw this thing twice. The part where all the animals show up with the theme song, it's like
it was like this weird like techno thing.
Yeah, it's like you don't do techno for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You do hard rock.
Yeah.
Like you have to. But this one was supposed to be like the start of a movie series.
Yeah. And it was okay.
It was okay, but it did not make double its box office. Which is sad because they even hinted that Tommy was going to be in the next one. That didn't happen because not a lot of people were jazzed about it because it was a mad product.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing could have spun off like an MCU. We would have had like a Power Rangers universe. That would have been awesome.
Yes.
But yeah, criticism for its uneven tone, product placement, divergence from the source material, lack of action, and especially the lack of ambition. Yeah, I would agree with that. It destroyed the movie. It made it not. It was okay to watch, but it was like, eh. Yeah, see? The film was intended to launch a series of multiple sequels.
Oh.
But plans were canceled due to its commercial failure.
Yep. And leading to Saban to sell the franchise rights to Hasbro.
No, but they're going to do another reboot.
Oh, great.
Maybe this time they'll learn from the mistakes of the first one.
Probably not, though.
But there was praise directed towards the visual effects, which were pretty good.
Yeah.
The cinematography was good. Heck, the musical score was actually pretty good, except for the main theme that was supposed to be like hard rock guitar sort of thing.
Yeah.
Instead of like no. Get that not the do. That's not gonna work if you do do.
I would say if there were 2 standouts in that movie, they had to be Bryan Cranston and Bill Hader.
Really?
Yes.
Well, they did say that performances were done really well, especially DeCray, Montgomery, and Siler. Who was Siler?
Siler was the Blue Ranger.
Oh, Billy Cranston. Yeah, with the high functioning autism. That guy was good. He was great.
Yes.
And Decker Montgomery. He was in Stranger Things, right?
Yes.
He was great.
Yeah. Bill Hader was Alpha 5.
Oh, yeah, nice. And
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston and Zordon, yeah, those were good.
Yeah.
Fred Tatasciore was the voice of Goldar?
Huh.
Hulk? Really? Wow. All right, supports. Where?
Oh, Patrick Samangi was in this.
Who was that?
He's known for playing Captain Singh in Flash.
Oh, hey, you're right. Jason David and Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh,
the original,
and Amy Jo Johnson.
the
okay.
original Pink Ranger.
Yeah.
2 of the cast members of the original TV series made cameo appearances as Angel Grove citizens. Please tell me those 2 got together. Because seriously, that was the one thing everybody was hoping for. It was like a kid's soap opera, and we were like, Tommy needs to get with Kimberly.
Yeah. Really, like one of the only things I remember about that movie is seeing like where the final battle took place, and I'm just like, hey, look, it's Storybrooke.
Yeah, pretty much. I was watching Once Upon a Time as well. I was like, is this the same town, or do you guys just copy and paste and they're just like, meh? Like, the only thing that set them apart was that they threw in a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. I'm like, so you could literally just go to any town and it's like, look, it's Storybrooke. I'm like, can you stop being a copy and paste? You know, that doesn't help anybody. Oh, my goodness. But no, I mean, both of these guys, they're going to be highly, highly missed.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't think of anything else to say on this.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about something else? Huh?
Yeah.
We still got like a half hour or so.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So you saw Wakanda Forever, right?
Yes.
How was it?
It was great.
What part did you like?
Okay. So I thought aside from a couple of issues, where one Dominique Bourne felt kind of unnecessary.
Okay.
Yeah. And Namor, who a lot of people are saying like he's like their favorite villain, like MCU villain, like so far.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. I would have thought it'd been Thanos.
Well, that too. But I felt his plan lacked context, where it's like I felt like it wasn't really explained very well.
Like he just wanted to attack just to keep people out of his ocean, even though the ocean is kind of a major hub of travel, especially by boat.
Yeah. When you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I have not seen it yet, so I can't really give my thoughts on Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
But I've heard mixed things. Like there are people that love it, and there are people that hate it. Like apparently, there's very few or little to no middle ground on it.
It's an excellent tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
That's what I've heard a lot of people say. It's like it's a good tribute, but couldn't they have just recast T'Challa? I'm like, you know what? That probably would have made more sense.
Yeah. And one thing I do have to say is that, well, they don't really. Oh, I can't really say that because we'll be getting into spoilers.
Yeah, let's try to keep it spoiler free.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of one stupid fool who has not seen it yet.
Yeah. They don't really like recast T'Challa, but they do find a way around it.
So?
Yeah. Well, I can't say. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I asked the question of spoilers, and you're like, you just said no spoilers. Duh! But let's see. So, Wakanda Forever, you liked it.
Yes.
I'm going to have to take a look to see it. I don't know. But right now, it is Thanksgiving time, folks. And that means it is turkey time.
Yes.
And so it would not be, if we're doing this during Thanksgiving time, we got to talk about some good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite dish. Go.
Green bean casserole.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes.
Green bean casserole is so freaking good. For me, it would be my family's recipe of remains. They're basically just big old twice baked potatoes. That's all they are, but they're delicious. They're a big hit every year. Like all you gotta do is say, "Oh, I'll bring the remains." Everybody's like, "I'm gonna take two,"
Yeah.
because they're cooked so well. They're basically just a big giant loaded potato skin.
Okay. Something interesting that I learned a while ago.
Yeah.
This was at like some kind of a history museum.
Oh yeah.
Is that apparently like the Native Americans used like the constellations to tell the weather.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yes.
As well as sailors using the sky, the constellations to figure out where they gotta go.
Yes, and they would use these constellations to determine not only when spring was going to come, but also like if it was going to like rain or like that kind of thing. I found that interesting.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that that doesn't get passed down so much, but it eventually you talk about it. It's like some of the stuff is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So as soon as I heard that, because I was with my dad.
Yeah.
When I got this information.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where this was. I think it may have been in Chicago. I don't know.
Man, you drove to Chicago with him? Dang.
So right after I heard that, I just turned to my dad and I was like, "Yeah, Dad, constellations. We have a groundhog."
Pretty much. I wanted to say the same thing. It's like these guys had constellations to tell them the weather, when was the best planting season, and what do we got? We just got a groundhog that tells us how many more weeks of winter we got to deal with. What? Man, we got the short end of the knowledge stick on that one. Oh, God. Okay, so I'm going to just close out of this.
Okay.
Well, I did not realize how much hair your dog left on my sweatshirt until I was like, well, it's all right. Oh, well, I think we're kind of running out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
What we need to do is we need to watch Werewolf by Night.
Yes.
Because you liked it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm an absolute sucker for Universal monster horror movies, so
Yeah.
I should like this one too, but stupid me, I don't got a Disney Plus.
Yeah. That and I need to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
They got a holiday special?
Yes.
What?
I think it either came out today or it comes out tomorrow.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Yeah.
My version of the holiday, but let's be honest, nothing will ever top the Star Wars holiday special. Oh, God, why did I say that? Even Mark Hamill's like,
It only aired once for a reason.
with darn good reason.
He actually said that on Twitter. Like,
that's great. Yeah, because it is getting to be the Christmas season. After Thanksgiving, it's Christmas. And my girlfriend, she loves Christmas. So she's like, hey, it's Christmas.
Yeah. So,
yeah, Pop.
what, Pop? We'll talk about like different like holiday movies and stuff like that.
Yes. And obviously, I'm looking forward to December 2nd.
What's going on December 2nd?
There is a release of a new David Harbour movie.
Oh, Violent
Night.
Yes, I want to see that.
It's Die Hard meets Home Alone. Yeah. Apparently. Which I look at that and say, yeah. And Santa's kicking butt and taking names. And I knew I wanted to see this movie as soon as, David Harbour said and gave this bad guy grenade, and he's running away. He's just said, I gotta watch. I'm like, right there.
I'm going to see Hamilton on December 6th.
Ooh,
So-
that is a really good show.
Have you seen it?
I know of it.
Yeah.
I've seen animatics of it where people have drawn, and it's great. It is great stuff.
Yeah.
I actually have never seen Hamilton,
Oh, really? Okay.
believe it or not. But also, money's a little bit tight for me right now, so I can't afford to go see Hamilton.
Yeah.
But I imagine it's running until, January, maybe February or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of time to save up some money. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to, because I got to save up money for Puerto Rico.
Going to Puerto Rico?
For spring break, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm going to take the girlfriend. We're going to spend a vacation down there. Because I said, we're taking a trip.
Don't have too much fun.
Please, you're going to have to drag me away from the bar just because I'm like, second, another one. So, yeah, so I got to make sure I stop. You all right, dog?
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, where I don't spend so much money so I can save up for it. But what should we talk about next time? Why don't we talk about the holiday movies?
Yes.
We should start doing like a Christmas series.
Yeah. I can. Yeah. So I can talk a lot about like the making of Elf and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I work in a special ed classroom. The kids absolutely love Elf. Heck, even my mother loves Elf. And she said, I'm not usually a fan of Will Ferrell movies, but this one, that was actually pretty good.
It's like one of his best.
Easily. I would say that and Megamind are his best movies.
Oh yeah.
Along with Anchorman. Let's not forget Anchorman. That one was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Step Brothers. There's actually quite a number of good movies. Even the Lego movies where he stars in, or even cameos in. They're good. They're good. Like, you just rein him in just a little bit, and he delivers some really good material.
Yes. Yeah, Will Ferrell can play it straight when he's able to.
Yes, when he wants to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, also keep in mind, he's going to be a goofball. I mean, that Ryan Reynolds video where he's, I can be blue, I can be brown, I can be violet sky, I can be hurtful, I can be purple, I can be anything you like.
Yeah.
Where Will Ferrell comes in, and he's hitting the soprano and falsetto voices. I'm like, oh my God, he can sing.
Yeah, I have yet to see Spirited. So.
Spirited?
Yeah, it's a new movie with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell where it's like this Christmas Carol musical kind of thing.
I gotta check that out. That actually sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right, but I think we don't have a whole lot to talk about here other than we just wanted to remember Kevin Conroy and Jason David Frank for their huge amount of monumental work, as well as, you know, giving us a number of valuable lessons when we were growing up in the 90s.
Yeah.
But next time we get together, hopefully it won't be a month away. It'll be just a week, and we will record talking about holiday movies.
Yeah.
Let's start with the big one, Elf.
Yes. I also want to do a discussion on how these like big name like directors are reacting to like superhero movies, because I think that's actually kind of interesting.
Really? Okay, well, we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
All right, but for now, folks, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for showing up for the show. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And join the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord, fools. We got lots of cool stuff. So if you got stuff you're doing that you want to promote yourself, by all means, come on here. We would love to have you. All right.
Hey.
Until next time.
See ya.
See ya. You don't have to leave, but you can't stay here.